Welcome to Culture No Cap. I'm your host, Eric Spencer, along with co-host Reverend Eric Helton in the building. What's up, man?
What's up?
Not much, bro. How you doing?
Man, another day. I'm above ground, so I'm all right.
All right, I'm with you. First, I'll shout out to the listeners, all the comments. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like, comment. We love the comments, right? You like, hey, man, we love the comments, right?
Okay. Yeah. Let me say this, though.
Go ahead.
You have every right to disagree with any take that we make. And we'll even go back and forth with you on it. You have every right. You have zero right to be disrespectful.
Yeah. Got a little disrespectful. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So yeah, I'm with you.
But
Well,
other than that, all right.
other than that, we all right, man. Keep them coming. So, OJ has passed away at 76 years old from prostate cancer, and this has sparked a lot of mixed feelings. Some people are saying, "Hey, he got what he deserved," and some people actually mourning his death and celebrating his life. When you heard the news, how did you feel?
I didn't know how to feel.
Explain.
Uh, I don't think you celebrate somebody's death. But OJ, there's this thing that's lingering. So really, I didn't know how to feel.
Yeah.
But had all this not happened, the NFL probably would have celebrated him for a whole year. But
Yeah.
and we all believe what we believe, whether we believe he did it or we didn't, or we don't believe he did it. A jury of his peers said he didn't.
Sorry.
What you laughing at?
My bad. A jury of his peers said he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Do I believe that? No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't think you celebrate the fact that he died.
Yeah. His family deserves some respect, right? If he doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man. So yeah, I'm the same way. I kind of believe now that he did it, but at the time, I was one of those people on the video looking crazy, celebrating. Yeah, we won. We won.
Yeah, like Chris Rock said, we got looking for an OJ prize. We still ain't got it yet.
Yeah. Let's go back to that, man. So it's 1994. You watching the New York Knicks versus the Houston Rockets, and you see this break in action, and you see this Bronco going down in a slow speed chase.
Slow speed chase.
You remember this? Watching this?
I absolutely do.
What'd you think?
First off, the game was going to be ugly anyway because it was the Rockets and the Knicks, but I wanted to see the game, and I'm like, he ain't speeding; they just riding down the road. Why we got to watch this? Which I mean, it was big news.
It was the playoffs, right? That's what I was feeling. It's the playoffs.
Yeah, it was the finals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was the finals. Yeah.
I mean, then they got he's in the back seat, but he's got a gun to his head and all this. I mean, and we don't know if any of that stuff was true. It was a big story.
Yeah, it was huge at the time, and then the trial came along, and it was like a circus, man.
Yes,
it was a circus, televised.
Yep. And like you, I celebrated when they said not guilty.
And what do you think we were really celebrating, honestly? What did you
say? Got away. A black dude got away.
Even if he did it,
Yeah,
That sounds crazy.
yeah.
Now,
It's really stupid now. But yeah, even if he did it, wow, we finally got off.
yeah, and back then the '90s was a kind of a tricky time, man. You had that Rodney King situation where the officers got off with beating him almost to
Mhm.
death. So we kind of had a little bit of you know we needed some get back.
Yeah, we were salty.
We were salty, and we were like, all right. And then you had people saying he killed these white people. We had this black lawyer and Johnny Cochran,
Yep,
who, who pretty much he won the case.
he won the case. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Must have quit. And of course you have Mark Furman who ruined the case.
He if
Prosecutors.
if they didn't have Furman, they probably OJ probably would have died in jail.
Oh, definitely. He ruined the whole case with his in
He,
him.
he ruined the whole case. So even with that, that gives you reasonable doubt because you got this racist dude. You don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were talking about he planted evidence.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
so when you hear that he died, you're like, I mean, what am I supposed to feel?
I mean, I don't know. I can't, like you said, celebrate it, but at the same time, can't act like he didn't probably do this. He did this.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
did.
if I had to bet money, yeah, I'd bet he did it.
Yeah, but there are, I would say, at least four stages with OJ. You have the hero, the football player, uh, college star USC, to the Buffalo Bill running back, star running back. It's one stage, and then you have the second stage, which was him being a media superstar, like a commentator. Um,
Yep,
Hertz, remember he was a Hertz guy.
running through the airport.
Yeah, running through the airport, naked gun,
Yep,
and then you have stage three, murderer.
and you wonder had it not been for stage two, if there wouldn't have been a stage three.
Mm. So, yeah, speak on that.
Because he starts to feel like he's more than he really is. You remember he no longer became black. He was OJ. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Feel nigga. OJ like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
Classic.
There you go. So had he not blown up, with all these endorsements and all this stuff, does he remember who he is and
Mm.
not go this route? Because whether he did it or not, which we think he did, he even got away with that.
Yeah, and even during that time that you're talking about, there was rumors and well proof that he was accused of domestic violence against Nicole Brown during their
Mhm.
marriage, stalking and all kinds of things that he got away with. Prior to that, the murder. So yeah, he was kind of above the law. He was a media darling. They loved him
They loved him until they hated him.
until they didn't. Right, until they hated him. And yeah, so
So,
I see a lot of people. Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce.
yeah,
He,
that's a
she's
whole nother issue.
Yeah. So Caitlyn Jenner says, "Good riddance, OJ." That's cold, bro. I thought that was a cold
That's
statement.
very cold. And you saw what they were showing where he killed somebody in 2015 in a car wreck.
In a car wreck. Yeah, I remember that
So,
when it was Bruce. It's still Bruce.
so OJ allegedly killed somebody. You did kill somebody.
Yeah,
That's just tacky.
it is, man. We both been around death. We always it's like black people. We have a lot of respect for the dead. We don't spit on graves. We,
Mm-mm.
We don't walk on grave. We walk around. We very. It's some of it's superstition, but it's also respect for the dead.
Even if we don't like them.
Even when we don't talk down.
No. Yeah, that's low.
It's very low, man. If you don't have nothing nice to say, just you ain't got to tweet it out. Just don't say nothing.
Yeah, nobody was really asking, well, how does Caitlyn Jenner feel about this?
Right.
Nobody asked.
Nobody cared what Caitlyn Jenner had to say. And Caitlyn / Bruce was connected through the Kardashian family.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he knew Nicole and that whole thing. So I understand why he wouldn't mourn OJ's.
But he don't have to tell people.
But you just leave it alone. Because he does have a family. He has kids, family that loved him.
Mm-hmm.
They're respectful.
How bad is the Kardashian family?
How bad are they?
Yeah.
What you mean? As far as what?
Lamar Odom doing all them drugs. Everybody to get with him, every man to get with him seemed like things fall apart. This dude didn't even want to be a dude anymore.
The Kardashian curse is what it's called.
You got to be really bad for me to not even want to be a man anymore.
Yeah. A triathlete.
Yeah. So this is a real athlete. He's like, man, I don't want to be a man anymore. You have taken my manhood away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
I don't get it.
I don't get it, man. And you talk about the media coverage. So Stephen A, he's catching a little bit of heat for what he said. I don't know if you caught it. I'm gonna play the clip. Here's what he said.
People believe that he committed those murders. I know that if I was on the jury, he would have been under the damn jail. I know that much. I believe he was guilty, but I don't know. I'm talking about based on the evidence that was placed before us during the trial, overseen by Judge Lancito. This is what we saw on national television, and by most accounts, you found yourself believing he was guilty as hell. And in the end, that's what this comes down to. And you don't want to say that devoid of a heightened level of sensitivity on this particular day towards his family, who is innocent of all of that stuff. They have nothing to do with it. They can't control his actions. But based on his actions that we all witnessed on trial over national television for months upon months at a time, by and large, the belief is he's guilty. So you're not going to hear nor see an abundance of people feeling a lot of sympathy for him today.
And he went on to say, the Lord will deal with him. I want the Lord to deal with everybody.
He going to deal with all of us, and we all going to die.
Right.
I know they have to say something about it, but the whole football career, that's done.
Now, could they have just talked about the football career on ESPN? Could they have highlighted his football career at all? Would that be disrespectful?
They couldn't have. Not with this whole thing hanging. They even if it was a footnote, they'd have to bring it up.
Now you're a minister. We all know, everybody in the audience knows that. Now, let's say you were you did the eulogy for OJ. How would you approach the eulogy for OJ, knowing what you know, knowing what everybody that's listening knows? How would you approach it?
You preach the eulogy for the people that are there. I can't, I my first thing would be, I have nowhere to put him.
Yeah.
The life he lived spoke for him. He preached his own eulogy while he was living. People have assumptions. We don't know. Only those three and God know what really happened. But if he did, and he confessed his sin to the Lord and asked for forgiveness, he in heaven. And about that time, they would run me out of church.
So you say he has to ask for forgiveness anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, if he went to the Lord sincerely asking for forgiveness, he'd be forgiven.
Yeah.
Now, man will never forgive him.
Mm.
Man has nowhere to put you.
That's true.
So,
That's true. And they say this with OJ's death, nobody's seen anybody celebrate it since Osama bin Laden
that's crazy.
like this.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but at the same time, you got to remember back then it was so like he was so polarizing, like people had to pick a side.
Well, let me ask you this:
Mhm.
if he had killed his first wife, allegedly,
Mhm.
would this have been the same?
So are you saying OJ when he was with his first wife, or are you saying like in the 90s?
In the 90s?
In
If
the
the
90s.
same, instead of them having this incident with Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman,
Mhm.
if it was his first wife and this happened, would the reaction be the same?
Who was black? No,
Yeah.
it definitely wouldn't.
I don't think so either.
No, because this was a race. This turned into a race issue.
It
Right away.
definitely turned into a race issue. But
Yeah. Yeah.
if he, I mean, he probably did it, but he'll have to give an account for that.
Yeah. But at the time we were, especially as parents, back then probably were like, you know what? If you were a black parent, hey, stay away from the white girls because they lie on you, say you did something
There you go.
you didn't do, and you could be like OJ on trial for murder.
There you go.
The flip side, the white parents, see, you hang around the black guys,
You mess around, they'll kill you.
they'll kill you.
It was a thing, man.
It was a thing, man. It was a thing in the 90s when it happened.
But yeah, I just if it had been his first wife, I don't think
Mm-mm.
I don't think it would have been any. Well, of course, it's murder, so murder is murder, but I don't think it would have been like this.
So, to ask you this: so, if it was his first wife, do you think black people would have been cheering if he got off? I'm just saying.
In the 90s, yeah,
You think they still want him
Yeah.
to get away just because he's OJ?
yep. Because OJ was so charming.
Yeah.
Now, if it was 2024, no.
But back then, it was people loved OJ.
Yeah. So they still would have celebrated.
And they would celebrate him beating the system still. He still beat the system either
A
way.
black man beat the system. Woohoo.
So that's low standards, bro.
It's sad, but that's really how we look at it.
I don't think we look at it like that now, though. I really think people have changed from that. Do you? I mean, what do you think?
I don't know.
So let's think of somebody that could be on trial now, an athlete. Hope they never are. Think of a star athlete that's charismatic, just like OJ. I can't think of one. Think of a black athlete.
Steph.
Good one. Steph Curry. Steph Curry was on trial for murder. Do you think people would celebrate or want him to get away with murder, or you think they would want him prosecuted if he did? You think they'd want him to get away just because he's Steph Curry?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think people are smarter than that now.
I don't know. Well, it depends on who he allegedly kills.
Let's say it was a white lady, just for argument's sake.
That'd be a problem. Now, if it's a guy, white, black, yellow, or brown, I think they want him to get off.
Okay.
If it's a woman, not even just a white woman, I think they'll want him to be punished.
Really?
That's fanatics.
Are you saying they want him to be punished then?
If it's a woman.
If it's a woman, but anybody else, they would be like cheering.
Yeah,
Hey,
if it's a guy that he was defending himself. Could be now if it's a woman with in the climate that we're in today, yeah, they get him.
Dang. Yeah,
they want him to get got anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a crazy situation, man. We've never had anyone really pass away. I mean, if we could fast forward, we could look in the future. We knew that when he died, it wasn't going to be a celebration. Because
Yeah, but
right?
that's funny though. Did you ever? And I know this. Did you ever think he was gonna die?
No, he never think about that. But he's like when it came down, I was like, what? OJ, he died. What happened?
Yeah, never think he was gonna die.
Which is
So,
crazy.
yeah. So yeah, you didn't. You didn't know what you were gonna feel because I mean, if it was just OJ the football player, they'd celebrate him. His story is much deeper than just OJ the football player.
Mm. Yeah, but again, like you said, if they had a checked him whenever the domestic violence was going on immediately,
Probably
we
this stuff doesn't happen.
probably doesn't happen. And I checked out a podcast. It's probably been some months back. Not Nicole Brown, but her what's her name? Ron Goldman. His sister did a podcast, a whole series talking about how the life of his life and how this trial really destroyed their family and how they just became like pieces of evidence. They weren't human beings. They kind of dehumanized them a little bit during the trial. And I'm like, maybe not during the trial, but definitely after.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't look at them as people, as humans.
They were, and you think about it, you would look, and all the time they'd interview his dad, and he would always be angry.
Yeah.
And at the time, you're like, why is this man so angry? He's angry because his kid got murdered.
Yeah. Isn't that weird how I do not want to say black people because I know these comments. I know, but yeah, I'm gonna say it though. Isn't it weird how black people or just people in general can just take situations and like not really think? That's
Yeah.
he lost his child.
Yeah, over time, you sit back and you think, and you're like, well, I understand.
But I immediately thought, man, he racist, man.
Yeah, like, why he's so angry all the time?
Angry.
Angry because his son got murdered.
Yeah.
And he thinks he knows who did it, and it looks like this guy's about to get off. That's why he's so angry.
Mm-hmm. And he's still angry. He spoke out and he said, this is just a reminder that his son's not here anymore.
Wait a minute. He didn't say good riddance?
He didn't. But he said, well, in his own way. I mean, it kind of sounds like that. It's no time to, what do you say? I don't know if he says no time to celebrate, but this is a time to remind us why my son isn't here. So it's kind of a good riddance, his own way.
Yeah, but he said it in a better way, and it was his son.
And it was his son. But yeah, I remember that, man. You said that he was very angry at the time, and he was the enemy.
He was the enemy, and we couldn't understand why this man was so angry. Why is he so mad? He got a reason to be mad.
Yeah. They weren't looked at as humans, and we all know that they did win the civil case, but it was never paid. OJ kind of left the debt open. It's just crazy. He didn't even pay the debt. He killed them people, didn't even pay.
So he really like, man, I got off.
He really got off.
Yeah.
The blackest OJ ever been.
Here's my IOU.
IOU. Wow. Killing them people. That's sad, man. It's sad. I hate our country was in that mind state at the time.
It was so divided. But you know what? It's better for it to happen then than to happen in the era that we're in now.
Yeah, I agree.
It would really be riots and shooting if it was today.
Oh yeah, it would be. And the way the media coverage now is social media, it would have been terrible.
Yeah, so
I mean, people celebrated, but then people were mad, but there was nothing.
I can't believe we celebrated OJ winning like that.
That's embarrassing to see. When I see those videos, like those clips, I'm just like,
it really is embarrassing.
It was embarrassing to watch, man.
We grew up.
We grew up, and I hope, as a people, that we grew from this? Like come on now.
Because most black people you talk to now will say they think he did it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, the jokes was crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
at the time, we didn't.
Or did we?
I kept trying to find reasons why he didn't. And you know what? Mark Furman was that reason. Boom.
He made, yeah. The racist cop. We already were, against cops at the time because of Rodney King. Like, all right, let's make it yeah. That's why
It was perfect.
Perfect timing.
It was perfect. So yeah, we wanted him to be not guilty. Furman was just enough for me to say, nah, he probably set him up.
Yeah. Yeah. And we kind of left out the fact that OJ had pretty much left the black community behind at the time.
That's what we do, though.
To still celebrate.
We catch you when you fall.
Yeah. Because he fell from grace. Like, free fall. It was bad.
Yeah. I ain't black, I'm OJ. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. To even say that is disrespect.
It is. That's really disrespectful. You are telling us how you feel about us. But that's okay. You can do that and we'll catch you.
Have we had any celebrities since OJ, at that status to where they just like they not black, they OJ, like they better, they above the law? Have we had that since him?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If we do, they don't carry themselves that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see anybody that beloved and to act like that. Because I think after that, I think a lot of people kind of woke up to the reality of things.
Because most of our big stars or whatever, they black.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't mean were they black in their skin. They got some blackness to them, to where you're
like a LeBron, for instance. Let's use him as an example.
Yeah, LeBron can't act like he white. Everybody know
he ain't above the law either
at all. Oh no, if they can find something on that dude. But people will still people will still try to get him off. But like these are real black, like Jay-Z. I mean, he's real black people.
Yeah.
Whereas OJ started out as a real black person and then forgot
where he came from. Got a black lawyer. Yeah. And then after his fall from grace, I think he tried to embrace a little bit of black culture. Like I said, we caught it.
Because then white folk don't want to no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even he was doing podcasts with Mason Cameron. He was on the show with them most recently.
Yeah. Them white folk don't want food with you anymore.
They're done.
Let me go back and the black folk can take me back. Because that's what they do. That's what we do.
Now, should we stop doing that? Or should we continue to do that? Keep doing it?
Yeah. Because if they don't have us to turn to, what do they have?
Even if we don't agree with what they could have done, allegedly.
Now they ought to, I don't know the best way. Now there ought to be some bootlicking and apologizing.
To who?
To our community after you turn your back on us. But we ought to forgive. Yeah, it ain't just, okay, I'm turning my back on these black folk. Oh, wait a minute, the white people turned on me. I'm just going to go back over here and be black again. No, you need to have a conversation and apologize.
So if somebody like who's denigrated the community a little bit, we talked about Candace Owens before many times, and one of our, I know, hey, you're gonna catch these shots. So we talked about her before, but we can't take away the fact that she says some disparaging comments about black people on her platform. Absolutely. And she seemed like she would be an example of one of those people that, like, if she got dropped, like she did get dropped from the Daily. Let's say she wanted to come to black media and speak. Would there have to be some
Had to be
bootleg?
some apologizing. Had to be some real apologizing because I done heard plenty of black people say she can't come to the cookout. I don't care if they kicked her out. She can't come to the cookout. She had to come and really be sincere and explain some of this stuff that's going on with her and why she said what she said.
Even if she meant it, even if it came from a good place.
Even if it came from a good place, because I think that a lot of it does come from a good place, but it's how you say things. And you know, with certain people, if you say something and it come out wrong in the beginning, they done cut off everything else you said. They don't want to think about what you said. They just done with you. And there's a lot of black people that still don't want food with her.
Well, that's the stick. Everybody wants to get into right-wing media. I mean, you got a Jason Tatum, you got your Jason Whitlock. I'm sorry, your Brandon Tatum.
Okay.
Jason Whitlock. Yeah. I don't know who Jason Tatum is. You got your Brandon Tatum, and your Jason Whitlock, and you got your Candace Owen. You got these people. When I said Jason, you kind of
yeah, because I figured you was gonna say Whitlock.
Yeah, because you got those people, those conservative people who say things that are, somewhat disrespectful to black people at times, and they're trying to.
Whitlock is somewhat disrespectful.
You think you think all of it's pretty much disrespectful?
He's very disrespectful.
Jason Whitlock.
Yes. Which, he did his thing. Did he speak on OJ?
Yeah. And that was actually with Mark Lamont Hill.
It was
I don't know if you've seen that clip yet on Saturday. You see it?
Yeah.
It was actually good. Yeah. Because I was surprised he had somebody on the opposing side. I was kind of glad to see that.
Yeah. And then when he's talked about your boy, the wimp, J. Cole.
J. Cole. Oh, yeah.
He talked about J. Cole, and that was good.
Yeah, D1 on there.
Yeah, so he can, which tells me he knows the right things to say, but they don't always. Instead of him saying angry black women ruin basketball, they'll jump on that one.
Yeah, that's why I said I like to listen to it just to hear the opposing side sometimes. But yeah, at times I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
Need a break. I'm getting angry. I don't want to, we've both been through that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But good, yeah. You can say rest in peace to OJ. Or you can say good riddance, whatever.
You can say rest in piss, whichever one you want to say. But you don't have anywhere to put him.
You ain't got nowhere to put him. We can't judge. We don't know. And quick. And let me say this real quick. Quit calling it karma. It was cancer.
It was cancer, and trust me, what goes around comes around for all of us. The Bible said, "Whatsoever man sows, that shall he also reap." You got some karma coming your way too, buddy.
Yeah. Stop the karma. That don't sit well with me when people say stuff like that.
Because karma, he died. Every one of us gonna die unless Jesus come back first, right?
Right.
I mean, so what was he died?
He died.
We gonna die too.
Yeah. And it's not, you can't forget the fact that you didn't see him. There's a reason you didn't see him during this time of suffering with cancer.
That's right.
Because he knew people would be disrespectful and hurtful towards him, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So I know him from the Hertz commercials. Yeah.
Because when even football, I was young enough where I really didn't. When I remember him, he played for the San Francisco 49ers. He wasn't. He was old.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the Hertz commercials.
Yeah, can't forget those. Hertz and
Naked Gun and all of that.
Yeah, Naked Gun. And he was a commentator.
I mean, he died.
He died, and he has a family, and if his family loved him no matter what, I'm sure.
Exactly. So when you're doing this, remember that he has a family. Doesn't your family love you? How would you think that your family would feel if people were doing that?
Yeah.
Hey,
Tough. It's tough. When I saw it, I was like, we got to talk about it. It's tough to talk about and be.
it is because you don't know how it's gonna be taken.
Mm-mm. You
And
don't.
I'm not gonna argue all week with somebody saying that y'all giving OJ credit. No, we're not.
No.
We haven't even we talk about him being a football star. Neither one of us really old enough to have watched him.
Oh
So
no.
I can't.
No.
I can't do that. I only know what he was accused of.
Mm-mm. And we couldn't really celebrate him whenever the trial was going on. Only thing we were celebrating the fact that he beat the system.
That he beat the system. Yeah, it wasn't about OJ the football player then. It was about this rich black guy got off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always, you see what money will do for you?
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, speaking of money, our potential, maybe our governor, first black governor, he hadn't filed his income taxes in 5 years, man. What's up? What's up with that?
That ain't gonna matter, man.
Mark Robinson.
It ain't gonna matter.
Why you say that?
This dude is gonna win.
Why? Why you think he's gonna win, man?
Because he's Trump on Twinkies. Same stuff that Trump can get away with, he can get away with. He'll have a nice old excuse about why we had filed bankruptcy, blah, 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 and he'll win.
Yeah, I think he even wrote a book. He's talking about, his financial struggles and bad business deals. And
so yeah, but when you think about that, so does that mean I need you in office?
Yeah. Yeah, I question when you can't handle your finances. I do question if you can run the government.
You're gonna run the state.
Yeah,
he gonna win.
He gonna win, but I thought it was funny since he's so judgmental.
Yeah, that don't count. It's what y'all do that counts. What I do don't count.
Yeah,
mine is different.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
He gonna win.
We might be right on that one, man.
I'm gonna be so disgusted, but he gonna win. And maybe, like I said, somewhere down the road, we may say, we had our first black governor. It won't be down the road right now.
No, it's happening. Speaking of black faces, Billy D. Williams says the actor should be able to wear blackface.
Well, Billy D didn't reach senility.
Why you say that, man? It's Billy D, man.
Yeah, Mr. Colt 45. I mean, why would he say that though? But because they're actors.
Yeah, and they were talking about I think it was Othello. They used to be actors wore blackface.
That's because they didn't let us act then.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can find a black actor.
As somebody who is an actor, for him to say that, I mean, I guess he feels like, they're just acting. But it's kind of like, we had a discussion. You can't find a Jamaican to play Bob Marley? You mean to tell me you can't find a black person to play a black person?
Nope, can't find one. Let's let this white man wear his black face.
Nope. Yeah, I know Denzel is somewhere.
Nah, he's not black enough, or he's not good enough for this role. Let's hire this guy.
That's crazy to me, man. I mean, but I guess the way he looked at it is, I'm acting.
What was the role that what is it? Tropic Thunder? Is that the movie?
Was it like Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr. He was in blackface.
Yeah.
In the movie, nobody had any problem with that. I never saw that movie. Did you see it?
I didn't know because he was in blackface. I wouldn't watch it.
Oh, so you were offended at the time?
Yes.
Really?
because it didn't make sense to me.
Why didn't they just get a black actor?
Yeah,
Play a black guy? I think that was the humor of it, or to some people. Like people thought that was funny. I don't know.
yeah. See, we find the worst stuff funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't like, man, I'm not watching this.
Robert Downey Jr. in blackface.
But yeah, that's what they thought. It's funny because look, he's not black, but he gonna be dressed black.
Yeah. And people are still doing this, man. That's the crazy part. They don't know that this is racist.
They do know. They don't care.
Yeah, that too. They don't care. You're right.
Yeah, they don't care. Just like you see people riding down the road now with Confederate flags.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they know, but they just don't care.
It's like I dare them to say something. I dare them to say something.
Yeah, they don't care. Because if they cared, they wouldn't do it just to keep some peace. Because you know what we're gonna assume when we see it. They don't care.
Yeah, I don't recommend anybody do that. At Halloween, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. So yeah, they wear blackface. They don't care because what they gonna do?
So what if you wear whiteface?
The mimes do.
Yeah, that's true. I'm saying, what if you wanted to be a character that was white? And would that be offensive, or should that be offensive to white people?
Yes.
Really?
So you're gonna tell me that it should be offensive to black people, but it shouldn't be offensive to white people?
Well, yeah, because it's a history behind blackface. It was the minstrel shows, and they use it to degrade and denigrate black people. I mean, it's the history of blackface. Where white, there's no such thing as whiteface, really. It's just
that's what I'm saying. So that means we would create whiteface. And you think we would do that? Do you think we would do that as a way to? We're gonna do it to make fun of them.
Well, you seen White Chicks, right? I'll give an example. Remember White Chicks, the movie? That's an example of whiteface, if there was one. Why you laugh? So,
wow.
Well, I don't remember white people being offended by that. It was just funny.
That's because the Wayans could do what they wanted to do.
That was a funny movie, though.
They could do what they want to do, and they was in dresses.
That's true. They gave them a pass right there. They were good.
They was in dresses. It was a funny movie, though.
It was a funny movie. But yeah, no, I was just curious because so at Halloween or any kind of dress up event, and you decide you want to be a white character.
What do you mean a white character though?
Like got the white wig, like looking like remember Chappelle when he does the reporter? That guy, for instance. That's funny. Let's say for Halloween I want to be that guy. Just to, for fun.
I mean, I would be offended about. I don't know, man.
Tough call, right? It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't guess it's as rough as blackface, but still, you're making fun of white people.
Yeah. Well, speaking of making fun of black people, Good Times on Netflix. I watched a part of an episode and I just stopped it. You watched a few. Let me know how you.
I watched 4.5 episodes, maybe 5.
What you think?
I chuckled twice.
Wow.
That's it. I don't like it.
Was it as bad though, as far as stereotypes? Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Really?
And maybe because now my wife watched it and she laughed a couple times.
Throughout most of it?
I think she watched like an episode and a half.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just because I can't get over it. Good Times. This is supposed to be Good Times. James is the great grandfather of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not funny. I don't like it.
Was it necessary? Because when I saw it, I'm like, really? Is this even why? Like, what's the point of this? It's not.
It wasn't necessary, and that's their way of they using the Good Times name so they could get all these people to come and watch. But
you had a few of them sign off on this. You had a few actors from the show Thelma
But they played her. She was on it though.
Like
So
money.
I hadn't got. I don't think I got to where she was on there or where JJ was on there.
Yeah, Jimmy Walker signed off. No surprise.
But yeah, they didn't. They didn't realize what they were signing off on. It's terrible.
Wow. Yeah, I got through. I was like, man, this is not the drug dealing baby. Is really a drug dealing baby.
He's really a drug dealing baby. Yeah. Got kicked out the house.
Kick the baby out the house.
I didn't know. I didn't realize the daddy is JB Smooth.
That's who's playing the.
Yeah, it's not. It's a shame, is what it is. They and they'll probably renew it.
Yeah, and when I said it's, is it necessary though? Like
No.
What is it doing? It's not making you reminisce about the original show. It's a cartoon. It's really a bad looking cartoon. The way the characters are drawn, it's
not good at all.
It's nothing good about it. What I've seen. I mean, I don't know.
It's not good at all. But they hung that Good Times name on it. And all the things that we remember from the original, man, they just take it and blow it up in flames.
Man,
It's not good.
Yeah, I won't be watching anymore. Let me know how. You only got 2 more to go, right?
I think it's 10 episodes. I don't know that I'm making it through.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm making it through.
Oh man,
depends on if I'm slow at work.
Yeah, man, it's just awful. It's awful.
Yeah,
I know you heard about. Yeah, I know you heard about Rashee Rice from the NFL racing. It appears like he was racing his vehicle.
Yeah, 119 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's a race. 119 miles an hour, you racing.
Yeah. Man, no matter what happened, the NFL gonna get him.
There's about 12 cars that crash. I'm like, what goes on in your head, man? I don't get crazy behind the wheel. I just don't feel it. I don't know why.
Well, you're 46 years old.
Good point. That's probably why I don't feel it.
Yeah, he's early 20s with a bunch of money and a fast car.
Oh, man. But we seen these situations turn deadly before.
Yeah, and that's what's wrong. Why is he doing it?
I don't get it.
And I forgot I was watching something, and they said all these guys in the NFL, they have a card, active players. They have a card that they can call at any hour and have an Uber or somebody come pick them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why don't he just have somebody pick him up instead of driving foolish?
Because he got the car, man, with the speed. It's a muscle car. You want to show off. 26, like you said, with a lot of money.
That's right. Yeah, he's gonna be in trouble now.
Oh, he going to jail, or at least he's going to pay a fine, a hefty fine.
He'll pay a hefty fine, and the NFL is gonna suspend him for a while because you don't have to be convicted of anything for the NFL to suspend you. So they're gonna suspend him for a while. Yeah, this ain't working the way he gonna want it to work.
No, it's not, man. I don't know. Like you said, a young man. They just not thinking. And what if he had killed somebody? Like you said, we've seen it. We've seen it happen.
That's what's scary, man. Yeah, he really could have killed somebody, but he ain't care. I'm out here having fun.
Yeah, I think 12 cars at least wrecked on the highway. 12. And he gonna try to walk away. He walked out. This ain't no fender bender, bro.
Well, Lord, they can't catch me. I don't want to get in trouble. Dummy.
Yeah.
Sir. You gonna get got.
Right, dummy.
Yeah, you gonna get got, and you earned it.
Yeah. Man.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Let's get to some sad news, man. I hate to go into sad news, but Dexter Reed 26-year-old was killed in a traffic stop in Chicago. There's a video. If you want to watch it, it's up to you. But did you see this video?
No, I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it.
You didn't watch it?
I don't want to watch it.
I watched it. I urge you to watch it because it was bad. They were tactical officers. They weren't regular uniform officers. They were tactical. So out of uniform, they approached his vehicle for a seatbelt ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And he was told not to put the window down. He put the window down. He was told to open the door because his windows were tinted, so they couldn't see. So he said put the window to open the door instead of putting the windows down. He put the window down and then put the window back up. Hey, what are you doing? So, well, the reason he put the window back up, he had a gun. He shot at the officer first. Yeah, it's bad, man. I'll be honest with you. It was disturbing to watch, but I was like, why?
Yeah, I can't protest that.
You can't. That's why one of you saw it. Because the first thing I saw when I saw the headline, I'm like, here we go again.
Yeah, I can't protest. Yeah, I had seen where they said he shot first.
Yeah, he shot an officer in the shoulder, I think.
Yeah, can't protest that one.
But when you see this, I mean, it's still a 26-year-old. He's still, he's dead. But his family says something that was disturbing. They said that had this officer not stopped my son or my grandson, he'd still be alive. I'm like,
see, that's a problem.
That don't sound right, bro. I'm sorry.
Had my grandson had his seatbelt on or his window wasn't tinted that deep, he'd still be alive because they wouldn't have stopped him.
Or he hadn't pulled a gun.
That's even more. Had he not shot. Look, we love our family and we like to take up for our family. Sometimes your family's wrong.
Yeah.
I hate that it turned out that way, but I mean, why did he shoot?
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be something to come out with some kind of either he has some drugs, maybe a warrant. I'm sure something will come out about
Oh,
that.
it's going to be something to come out. Even if he was unarmed, they was going to find something about him.
Yeah,
that's what
true.
they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. But yeah, I hated this, bro. Watching it, I'm like, man, don't do. I'm like telling him, talking to the video. Why? Just listen. Like seriously, when we talk about comply, it's gotten a bad, it's like a bad word, but it's real. It can save your life.
It's really real. Yeah, I can't defend that.
Yeah.
And anybody who does, they just want to have something to fuss about.
And what they're gonna do, the media, man, they're some funny people. What they'll do is if there is some kind of evidence of wrongdoing on his part, this will disappear. We won't see it unless you dig for it or you watch Fox.
Right. Yeah, watch Fox, you'll find it.
But you won't see it. But I would rather for all news to cover this and talk about some of the, just highlight it, not to, to disrespect him, but this could be a teachable moment.
Yeah, really.
For police officers as well as for drivers.
There's nothing you need to teach the cops about that. They did what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I thought they were a little bit aggressive. It was 96 shots fired, but I don't know. It's aggressive.
Yeah, but it ain't like one person shot 96 shots.
But why would so many people stopping somebody? I've had a traffic stop. I've had people stop me. A cop stop me for a seatbelt. There's a lot of officers, man. So that's why I think there's something more to this story. You don't take 5 cars to stop you for a seatbelt.
Yeah, you wouldn't think.
Right?
Yeah, I don't. He shouldn't have shot. And I'm not trying to blame the dead guy.
No, not at all.
But I don't know what he was thinking to shoot.
Yeah. Please, if this, don't let this story go away.
Yeah.
And because I want to know exactly what happened. I really want to know why he either panicked or he had something to hide.
Yeah, is it suicide by cop? What is it?
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure. I'm sure Ben Crump will be
Oh God, yeah.
on top of this immediately.
Oh God.
Ben Crump, man.
And then you can't. Half the time you can't understand what Ben Crump is saying.
Ben Crump, man. He is gonna be on top of this case if it's a winnable case.
Oh,
I don't think they're gonna win this one though, bro.
yeah. Trayvon has elevated Ben Crump. Wow.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate, man. You look at these stats, it's 9,497 fatal police shootings since 2015.
That's crazy.
It's a lot.
It is.
But behind the stats, there's some situations that we don't know about too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dangerous job. It is a dangerous job. So you're not going to tell me that there's been 9,500 unarmed people that they killed. I don't believe that.
I can't believe that either.
Yeah.
But when you see this, if you're just looking at it and you see it, the first thing you're gonna think, man, these people,
Those darn cops.
dirty cops.
So it's probably, you got 9,497. It's
Mhm.
probably 9,000 that were legit.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to come to some kind. Like, police do need better training. A lot of these people are overreacting, over aggressive. We talked to Officer Simmons. Remember he came on the show months back, and we talked about how sometimes they feel like their life could be in danger on these stops.
So yeah, and even when he think about, he said that. I think how these officers felt, and this guy pulled a gun and shot.
Yeah. And let's not forget where this was. I mean, we can say we won't. Chicago kind of rough, bro.
Yeah.
Chicago's a rough.
So yeah, he had to have been like, nah, I don't want to be here anymore.
Suicide by cop. It could have been that.
It had to be, man.
Man, yeah, I don't want this to go away, man. I'm gonna continue to and prayers to the family, man, because they lost, a loved one, no matter the situation.
Yeah, no matter what happened, their loved one isn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we had, a situation in High Point, North Carolina, where a man was beaten by the police. It was like 5 police officers beating him. You can watch the video. You can look it up. It was awful, right? It was bad to watch.
It was terrible. Why did they have to beat him like
that? I don't understand it, man.
And it was like, we're just not going to stop beating you.
And I don't, we think about Tyree Nichols. We think about that situation where they beat him to death.
Mm-hmm.
This man is still alive, but it could have got to that point. And what makes police officers do that to people? Like,
and wow. That's what's scary, because I don't believe all police officers are like that. But it's like none of the other ones spoke up. They just joined in.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to have been like, no, that's too much. Stop. But they all joined in.
But could be that gang mentality, like, well, they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it too.
Yeah, that's why they need to be retrained.
Yeah. And have some compassion for people. Treat people like humans.
Exactly. Yeah, man. That did not make sense the way they was beating them, man.
It did, man.
And the other guy just standing there. I guess he's thinking, well, glad it ain't me.
Oh, he's gonna be complicit. He's complicit too. Just allowing.
Oh yeah.
We saw that with George Floyd.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
And that's close to home.
Well, yeah, it's close to home, man. So it's like there's still, of course, the officers on. I think they're on unpaid leave. Of course, that's just procedure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that means absolutely nothing.
Of course, they say there's more to the story, there's more to the video that hadn't been seen yet, and
There's always more to it.
there's always more to it. There's always more to it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But what we see is him getting beat down.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, whether whatever happened before or after, during, they didn't have to do all that.
No, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, man. And we've seen it where people. I'm pretty sure he was handcuffed already. So you
I
already
think
dude,
so.
what
Yeah.
do you-
So if I got you handcuffed, why aren't we having to beat you like this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're moving on, man. A little lighter note, man. We're getting a little heavy, man. But we're still speaking of beatings, though. I mean,
joke that like our relationship is like a slave and the master son who like teaches me how to read by candlelight. Yeah, he groans too. He doesn't like that joke. I like that joke. That's my burden. I think that shit's hilarious.
Gerard Carmichael says him and his lover, they play slave games. They play slave roles, or he's the slave and his white lover's the master.
What in the what?
React.
What in the what? We sick master? Why? I mean, why?
Oh, bro.
I think that's a little self-hate, man.
That's what people are saying.
That's a little self-hate, and he's upset with him. Well, I ain't gonna say upset with himself, but he's not heterosexual.
Yeah.
He's got a white lover.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's some self-hate.
Oh, bro. I'm gonna tell you now, bro. I don't play them games.
Yeah, so
Slavery's not funny.
Not to be in your business.
Yeah, go for it. My wife is white. We don't play them games.
You don't come home and say, Miss Daisy?
No, absolutely not. Never. Never would I even consider. That's crazy to me, bro. I don't get it.
That man, yeah, something's wrong with him. Something's wrong. He hates himself.
And he is a comedian, but that's just not funny, right?
No, that's not funny. Even if he would have just stand there and just tell that as a joke, it wouldn't be funny. But I believe his brother telling the truth.
I think he's telling the truth too. He said that he pretends like the guys teach him how to read by candlelight, and he's a slave. He's gotten weird though. So ever since he came out, man.
Yeah,
he just got real weird.
He gets worse and worse. But yeah, no, man, that's And now, if you're his boyfriend, how that make you feel when you go out in public?
Well, yeah, he said his boyfriend didn't even like the joke. Yeah.
Yeah. So how you think? How did that make him feel? Yeah, you be doing him like he's a slave. That's so dumb. Dude hate himself.
And his identity is gone now. Like when he first I don't want to say came out, became an actor. We saw him in the show, The Carmichael. He was just a funny guy.
Yeah,
funny writer. And then he came out, and that became his whole identity. Everything.
Yeah,
it's his stick. And now it's like he's reaching, trying to be funny, and he's not as funny now.
And this ain't helping.
He attacked Dave Chappelle. Wanted Dave Chappelle to. He said that Dave Chappelle was a narcissist because he wanted to get a public apology for talking about him. Like, dude,
tell him keep messing around with Dave. See what happened to him.
Yeah,
tell him keep messing with Dave.
Yeah, his career, man. Yeah, he got donkey of the day for this, which he should have.
He needed to.
He got it.
Yeah, keep right on messing with Dave. See what Dave do to you.
Yeah, Dave survived these jokes already.
Yeah.
See if you survive this slave joke.
That's crazy.
You might not survive the slave joke. That's one thing is not funny. It's slavery.
Yeah, what humor do you find in slavery?
Mm-mm. Not in that way. I've seen people get away with stuff, but that ain't it. This one ain't it, man.
And then you talking about you and your white lover, and it's probably true.
It's probably true.
And no, which it might not be. It might just be a joke since his lover don't like the joke.
He did say that.
So
I don't care.
but still, yeah, that's some jokes ain't meant to be told. That's one of them. What audience is gonna laugh at that?
Oh yeah, I know. You know what audience is gonna laugh at that? I can see him laughing.
Yeah, but I don't know that white people will really laugh at it.
I don't know.
Because they'll be afraid to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does it make me look if I'm laughing at this joke?
Yeah. Yeah.
And black people are gonna be mad at the joke.
Oh yeah, black people ain't going for that. They walking out, and he might not even have a black audience anymore. Anyway, I'm gonna be honest with you.
He really might not.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably doesn't. I would say no.
But I mean, that's
man.
Which is since he really doesn't have a black audience anymore. You know, he wrote it for white people. I just don't think white people are gonna laugh at it like that.
You're probably right, man. It's offensive to. Yeah. Don't play those games.
It's offensive to anybody. So.
Yeah. So he's from Winston-Salem native, and like North Carolina taking a lot of L's this week between J. Cole and Jared Carmichael. Who else took an L? Everybody else from North Carolina. All right, or Petey Pablo.
Well, Mark Robinson took an L.
Mark Robinson took an L. Man, what's going on in North Carolina, bro?
Hey, throw your hands up.
Wave like a helicopter. Yeah, I don't know, bro. But yeah. Well, this is gonna make you happy, man. When I reveal this next one, your boy has been goated. Best rapper alive by 1.9 million people. Eminem has been voted the greatest rapper of all time.
That's right.
How you feel about that, man?
The people got it right. The people got it right.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Eminem. Of all time.
Even you sit there and you listen, who stands the test of time?
Did he though? Did he stand the test of time?
He'll fall off and then he'll jump right back on though.
I mean, people love him.
He's the Billy Goat.
He's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's the Billy Goat. And it ain't Umar, it ain't because he's white.
You know that's what they're gonna say.
That's what he gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of them gonna say. A lot of bitter Negroes is gonna say that.
That's a lot of them though. 1.9 million people voted for. That's pretty big.
He's the GOAT.
You know, I'm a Jay-Z guy, and it's hard for me to not say that Jay-Z is the greatest of all time. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it can be hard for you to say it, but just say it anyway.
Say it, man. Say it, man. I can't say it and really mean it from the bottom of my heart. He's up there. He's good. He's great. He's great.
Just because he's white.
Am I doing the Larry Bird thing too?
I'm feeling Larry Bird, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
From you.
You might be getting that, man. I think that's what it is. I admit it though. You won't admit it about Caitlin.
I ain't gonna admit it.
But I will admit this.
Caitlin lost.
What did Caitlin lose? Oh, she lost the championship game.
She lost that championship.
She did. She did. So how much did you gloat? How happy were you when she lost?
I was extremely happy. But also you gotta remember, I like Dawn Staley.
Love Dawn Staley.
And to watch her team go 38-0 after losing all 5 of her starters. And people make a story about Caitlin. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Media. That's what they do. That's what these sports media outlets do. And that was some of the best basketball I've seen in years, between the
Oh yeah.
coaching and the playing, the defense, everything.
Oh yeah.
Great team.
And for the record, Caitlin can ball.
Mhm.
She's not the greatest of all time, but she can ball.
You know what? After that game, I must concede, man. She's not the greatest. They put that defense on her that game.
That's it. They beat her up. I mean, she's special. She's like a once in a generation player, but she's not the greatest of all time.
Nah. If she was the greatest, I feel like she could have single-handedly kind of taken that game over. That's what the superstars do. That's what the
That's
greats
what
do.
they do. And plus, she's a great playmaker. She would have made things easier for her teammates.
Mm-hmm. She was just shooting, missing.
But heck of a career.
Oh yeah. Now, what do you think the future looks like now that you have Caitlin leaving and you have Angel leaving? What do you think college football college basketball for women looks like going forward?
I think it's going to be interesting. You do have the question: does everybody leave with Caitlin Clark
in Iowa?
And that's a question. Now I won't leave, but that's something to wonder. We don't know.
Yeah, time will tell, man. We'll know right away.
Oh yeah,
and especially with the Iowa team, they have some young talent there, but
they ain't got Caitlin.
They ain't got Caitlin. They're not gonna get the viewership, and they probably won't even get any airtime.
No, they probably won't be seen.
Yeah, they won't be seen.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how everything goes forward now.
Yeah, but Dawn Staley, South Carolina, that team is so stacked coming up. They're gonna be. I could see them winning another one next year.
Oh yeah. You know how many black coaches have won Naismith Player of the Year and coached the national championship?
Probably none.
One.
Who?
Dawn Staley.
Oh well, yeah. Besides her, yeah.
That's it.
She won one, man. She's special.
Yeah, so we should celebrate her.
Yeah. And did you see kind of the backlash she got from mentioning God?
Jesus. Yeah.
She mentioned Jesus when she won, and people were really offended by that. Why do you think that is?
Because we are the biggest bunch of hypocrites in the history of the world ever. Because these same people that are Jesus, 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 because you don't have no abortion, are these same people that if she mentioned Jesus, I can't believe she said that.
Can't believe she said Jesus.
Because we've got freedom of religion. And everybody should be able to worship whoever they want to. Okay, so she mentioned Jesus.
So shouldn't she be able to worship who she wants to? Like
exactly. I don't get it. That really, if I could coin your boy, that really is a left thing.
What's really a left thing? Just
them jumping on her about Jesus.
Yeah. So the left is more liberal, more open to everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You roll it out there, we'll play with it.
We'll play with it a little while. We don't like it, and we'll see. Where the right is more like, okay, we're Christian conservatives or angelics, whatever. Yeah. That's what they do. So, yeah, you might be right on that one, bro.
Yeah, that's a left thing.
Yeah. I didn't understand. I'm like, we all see that happening. We see it at award shows where they thank God, and it's just nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
And you're like, halftime, they don't mean it, but at least they say it.
At least they say it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they're gonna find something to complain about.
Yeah. But shout out to them, man. That team.
They something, man.
They did it. They did it, man. They shut me up about Caitlin. They shut a lot of people up about Caitlin Clark.
That's
That
right.
game, I think.
Told you. But she did lose with class.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you can't take that away. She's been classy the whole time.
Yeah, she lost with class.
Yeah.
But she lost. That's all that matters.
She lost. Yeah. How'd you feel about Dawn Staley shouting her out?
That's good.
Won?
I think that was good.
Yeah.
I think that was good because she has changed women's college basketball.
That's going to be her legacy. More than her play is going to be huge, but the attention she drew from college.
Yeah.
That's
more
going to
than
be
her records. Yeah, more than her records. It's going to be what she has done for the women's game.
Because everyone was tuned in.
Yeah.
And
they beat the men.
I didn't even watch the men to be honest with you. I didn't watch that game.
I watched a lot of it till I saw UConn was going to blow them away, so I went on to bed.
Yeah,
which that took to the second half. But I mean, they beat the men.
They did. Because I didn't really care to watch the men. I didn't really know a lot of the players, so it was just like. But I knew the players on South Carolina. I knew the players for Iowa, and they've done a great job of making it better, making the league better.
They have changed. They've changed it. So all they got to do is keep rolling this momentum.
Yeah. So what do? Highlight more South Carolina games, more USC games with Juju.
You got to do that. You got to get a white girl out there. You got to get Paige Beckers out there with UConn. Gino done won 11 championships. They just went to the Final Four. Pushed them. Push South Carolina. It's going to be hard to push Juju on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. It is because I don't stay up in them late games. Tough.
So I mean, they've got some characters. They need to push them.
Yeah, man. Well, I got to give a shout out to the guys. The young guys that came on the show. Talked about J. Cole and the diss track. The 40 and 50-year-old didn't want to, talk about this.
It ain't that deep.
Why do you think that is, man? What do you think? We still listen to the music. We still enjoy hip hop, right? To a certain degree.
To a certain extent.
What is it? What is
it? It ain't that deep, man. It ain't that deep. Because we're parents. We're older. Our perspective on things is different. When I see J. Cole apologize, I say, he's having a maturity moment. And they say, he can never come back.
They did.
Yeah, it just ain't that deep to me. It ain't
Yeah, Shay and Stinson, y'all held it down because I ain't have a lot to say. I just, I mean, but when there's the Drake diss now. Drake put out a diss.
Yeah.
Do you care?
Not really.
It was good.
It was definitely, it was good. And this is gonna sound really, really, really dumb.
Oh.
At least back then, when it was Biggie and Pac, East Coast, West Coast, you knew there was a potential for something to pop off.
We knew that somebody might get killed.
Yeah, you knew there was, at the very least, somebody was gonna get drugged.
At least a fight. With this, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, ain't nothing gonna happen now.
Which makes J. Cole, bowing out, getting out of it.
It really makes it worse.
Crazy. Yeah, he wasn't gonna be harmed in this in any way.
He said it didn't sit well with his spirit.
Yeah, I respect it, man. I don't think it's over for him.
But
it might be.
At least back in the day, we knew something might pop off.
Yeah, your life might be in danger.
Yeah, these dudes,
they just talking. They just rapping.
Yeah, they're just rapping.
Just rapping. Go back and forth.
I mean, yeah, that does make his withdrawal look kind of bad.
It does. Like you weren't gonna be hurt. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about anybody jumping you or nothing.
Oh, it's interesting. But you know what though? The kids, the younger people that are excited about this, I think it's because they haven't been excited about the music. Like we were there when Tupac and Biggie was beefing. It was like a big thing.
That's true.
They haven't had this ever.
They didn't have that because what they have is rappers just get killed.
Right. Dang. You're right.
That's all they get. So I guess something like this would be exciting to them.
They are excited, man. They love it. They
Especially
love it.
with no chance of something really bad popping off.
They just want music and jabs. At least we came to these. At least it's like this now. I guess where nobody could get killed. It's gonna be peaceful.
Yeah. I mean there's that.
That's the essence of hip hop.
I mean there's that. I can't complain about that one. There's that.
Nah, you can't complain, man. A Canadian rapper. and Rick Ross jumped into this, by the way.
Oh, for real?
And he almost 50.
See. Well, you heard Suge Knight doing all that darn talking.
And he sound like an idiot. And he really did sound foolish. That's why I knew I need to shut up about this.
And that's why age don't actually make you mature.
It just make you old.
It just make you old. Sometimes you're just old.
Suge Knight is giving advice from prison.
And anybody who would listen to that advice would be like, huh? Man. Yeah.
Like, ain't you in prison? That'd be my first. You in prison? Ain't you doing this podcast from prison, bro?
He's doing this podcast from prison. You get a lot of freedom in prison, I see.
If you can do a whole podcast, because it used to be like you did a rap verse and it'd be sound all distorted.
He got a whole podcast.
This podcast sounds pretty clear.
That's crazy.
Got microphones set up, soundboard.
What kind of prison is he in?
I don't know, man, but he did kill somebody. That's the crazy part. He murdered him.
Yeah, you would think he'd be a little more high security.
He got a little pull, man. Apparently, he's doing a podcast, giving advice.
Amazing what money does.
Maybe he is above the law, man. Maybe he is the one that's above the law.
He ain't but so far above it because he's sitting in prison.
Doing a podcast.
He's doing a podcast, but he's still in prison.
He with the law. Yeah, he's actually in prison, living his best life. Apparently,
That's
man.
Crazy.
Yeah, making. I'm sure he's getting paid to do this. I'm gonna see what's going on. Yeah. Oh man,
I don't get it.
Yeah, but that's hip hop, man. I'm glad we more mature now. We moved on from it for the most part. But yeah.
That's
Crazy. But I'm glad your man is goated. Eminem is goated.
That's right.
And what if he jumps in this beef? How you gonna feel? You gonna be involved in?
Yeah, tear him all, slap up.
You think Eminem could beat Drake into this? I'm just saying, man, like Drake is battle tested when it comes to diss tracks.
Eminem tear that out up.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Maybe he'll jump in, man.
Ain't nobody messing with him. Why are you gonna jump in?
Some people just jump in. Rick Ross wasn't really too involved. I mean,
Rick wanted some attention.
Yeah. He's 49 years old.
Yeah, he wanted some attention. His wing stop wasn't working. Eminem good. I ain't got to jump in. Now they mess with me, I get them. I ain't got to jump in.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you got anything you want to get off your chest, man? You got anything left you want to talk about?
Yeah, just whatever we started with, same thing we started with. Whether you agree with or you don't agree with what may have happened in this man's life, understand he's got a family that is mourning his loss. So pray for the family, even if you didn't like OJ.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. That's a good one. Yeah, because they're gonna tear us up in these comments. They're defending OJ.
You know it's coming.
Especially clips. They're gonna definitely. We're not.
No, not at all. But the dude did run for 2,000 yards in 14 games. He was something. Yeah, he was something.
Would you wear a OJ Simpson jersey?
No.
Okay, just checking. me either.
Yeah. I pass.
Yeah, I don't think I don't want the stairs. I don't want the.
Oh yeah, you be asking for them.
Be asking for trouble with that with an OJ Simpson jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah. Hey, like and subscribe, comment. We'll comment back.
Yeah. You have every right to comment and disagree with us. You have zero right to be disrespectful.
There you go. There you go. That's been another episode of Culture No Cap, man. Appreciate you as always, bro.
Man, love you, man.
I love you. Peace.